Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official twitch.tv/Locho stream channel. Or that is to say, the official Twitch channel of the Lord of the Rings Online. So welcome, and hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I'm Little Redhead, and I will be taking you through some quests here on Treebeard is where we are, and we'll be running around checking some of that stuff out here in a minute. So let's see. Oh, it's not what I wanted to do. How did I do this again? Oh, nope, that's not it. I have forgotten how to turn myself around. There we go. We'll just do it like that. Hey, Lost Hobbit says, I'm not lost. Well, welcome. Glad you made it today. I'm guessing that means you're able to finish work on time or early, or be not at work. One hopes that you're having a good day. So yeah, it is a gorgeous day here today. It's like in the low 20s, and it's sunny. It's beautiful. The cats are just loving it. Oh, server name change. Thanks for the reminder, Lost Hobbit. Let's see, server. I have been spending so much time over on Laurelin on these streams that I didn't even think. Weird. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Treebeard. There we go. Maybe we don't need the word server there. Hang on, let me change that again. Let me modify that ever so slightly. And what else was I going to say? Oh, I finally got the little 17 doodles up there. So now it has like the little 17 around the server name, so that's kind of fun. It had said the 16 because it was the Lotro's 16th anniversary. Now we're up to the 17th anniversary, so there we go. Yes, you heard Eurovision, and nope, it wasn't a working day. Oh, are you also a Eurovision fan? I could not remember. So, let's see, we have another person in chat, Fulemalna86, welcome to the chat. Hey, Epic Games, good to see you as well. Good morning, or afternoon, as it is here. It's like 5:30 in the afternoon, which is why, I usually post over on the X Twitter, and also over on Blue Sky, to let people know, hey, you know, stream is coming today. Here's what we're going to be doing. And yes, it's 8:33 for you. That is fair. Yeah, and it's morning somewhere, right? Where was I going? Oh yeah, that I am streaming. But we'll do some Bingo Boffin stuff, and then probably cut out. Well, we'll cut out whenever that's done. B4 is not going to be streaming today. Excuse me. It's a little too tight on the timing. As Palmella says, I'm becoming a Eurovision fan, mostly because of Little Redhead. Well, you're welcome. So, Eurovision is a big song contest that takes place in Europe every year, and different countries participate, mainly European countries, but it's put on by like the European Broadcasting Corporation or something like that. It's some organization. And so one of your local channel, not local, one of your national channels basically would be a member, and so they're the ones that are hosting Eurovision for their country. Hang on a second. I haven't had a cough in like 24 hours, and then I get on here and I start coughing. What the heck? So basically it's like if you were in the US, it might be like NBC. Blimey, what is the deal? Would be your broadcaster. And so NBC would be in charge of like figuring out who's going to compete at Eurovision on behalf of your country. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can do something about this. Maybe I'm just like a little bit allergic to Lotro. I don't know. I'm just kidding. It's all the pollen in the air in the Shire. So yeah, so the way that Eurovision works then is whoever it is that's in charge of it for your country picks an act, you know, a singer or a band with singing involved, because at the end of the day, it's a song contest, so it's about the song. So you send somebody who's gonna have a really awesome, awesome song. Goodness. And then they go compete. You know what? Right? Before he says, maybe we should vacuum that corner more often. You know, let's go do some Bingo Boffin. We'll come back to Eurovision. I'll just not talk for a minute. Or not talk as much. Alright, so when we left off... I'm so sorry, y'all. Beast4 is going to grab me some milk or something. I want to see if I try coating my throat, see if that helps. Anyway, when we left off, we were chasing Bingo Boffin around in the Broad Acres. So that's really far, far from where we are. So, yeah, right? Epic Games is talking just agitates the throat. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I haven't been talking as much today. I had a cold like a month ago. Some of you might remember that. And it was like really freaking annoying. Oh, thanks, sweetie. And I've had a tickle in my throat since then. Yeah, I know, right? Fumello says try some honey or syrup. Funny thing is I just put honey in my tea, but my tea is too hot to drink. So we are getting there, because I did put honey in my tea because I thought, oh, you know, I'll be talking a bit. A little something to coat my throat. That'll be nice. So, all right. Yeah, honey, lemon. I'm actually having mint tea, but it has cinnamon. It's a cinnamon mint tea. I'm like, what a crazy idea. Why not? Let's give it a go. All right. Hopefully that works. I've got a cough drop, got some milk, got some water, got my tea. We should be good to go, right? Just got to keep it at bay. We'll be good. All right. So we're going is out in the Broad Acres, which is far, far away. So let us make our way to... Yeah, the quest says we need to return to the place where you became separated from Bingo and Tanglemane. It was southeast of Woodhurst in the Broad Acres. So we need to get out to Woodhurst. Is that where you're going right now? Yeah, Epic Games mentions that a lot of voice actors swear by lemon water to keep the voice healthy. Funny thing is, I often will put, like, I've got like a lemon something that I put in my water, but I didn't do that today. I don't know. Living on the edge here, man. Oh, I just forgot where I'm going. Alright, let me see what I have for travel skills. Do I have Woodhurst? Yeah, return to Woodhurst. Okay, I'll just do that. Do that, little hobbit. Alright, we're heading out there. And I used to, when I was working at BGGCon, which is a board game event, board gaming convention that happens in Texas every year, put on by BoardGameGeek.com, which is a cool website with board gaming and stuff. Anyway, yeah, one of the folks who was one of the fellow volunteers, yeah, had, what were the cough drops he had? He had, oh yeah, the Fisherman's Friend, man, he swore by those things. Or maybe that was from Misha. Anyway, that was really neat, but
I am afraid
God, it's been ages.
what is happening to
let's see,
these
you are
lands.
in Brockbridge, so that's probably where I should go. So let's, or not. Oh, Affodil is here. I think we're going to go overland because the place we're trying to get to... Oh, I was going to point on my screen. That doesn't help. Let me use my mouse. God, feels like it feels like I haven't streamed in years. What is the deal here? Anyway, I believe we're trying to get out to the ring on the map there. That's upside Rock Bridge, like kind of north of the I-B and bridge. So, okay, so that's where we're headed, and we're gonna enjoy combat along the way. It's Living on the Edge sounds like a good song title. I think it's already been done. I think somebody picked that one up already. But yes, before it says maybe we should add vocal warm-ups to the stream prep list. That's funny. Oh, so we're working on our Slayer deeds still. Here on Treebeard with these characters, and these are our main characters on Treebeard. So we're still working on our deeds. Some of them we did accomplish, actually quite a few of them the other day. So Saturdays we get together with Kinnies, and we got through actually a couple more of them, but we still need herd creatures and birds. I hear Craven. So that's what we are working on. And hey, if we're gonna go overland, we might as well, you know, see what we can do. Oh, and we got a warband nearby, apparently. Where is he? South of us. How big is it? It's that one. It's big. We're gonna skip it? Okay. Oh, it's a full fellowship size. So the way you can tell that is if you pull up the deed, or the quest that just came up for being close to it, and it's got like a pack of people here, and there should be a thing. Is that what? Oh, down here at the bottom, maybe? No, that's filtering it. Over on the left, there it is, where it says Warband Naivion. The first little symbol, which looks like maybe a little flame or something, it says Fellowship Quest. I think it's supposed to indicate multiple people. And then the one that says repeatable, because if you run across them over and over again, you'll just keep getting that quest. But I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that, because we're not gonna do that right now. Oh, I still gotta go back and do Grima. Forgot about that. I should just leave that so I can remember to do that. We were doing a thing where we ran into Grima Wormton, and everybody else. Well, oh, hang on. The ground is blackened and smoking where you encountered the Nazgul. Oh, Egg Wolf's near it. Bye. Oh, she's checking the ground. She's a good hunter. Look at her doing the hunty rabbit searching thing.
I see nothing.
All right, she says,
but I
do not see any good tracks just yet, but I'll keep up my search. You should study the ground for pony tracks as well. Tanglebane may have left some clue as to where he has born Bingo. So Tanglebane got Bingo on his back and ran off, and the Nazgul came by. So we need to look around for tracks of Tanglebane. Hey, I see some pony tracks. Let's take a look. You find a number of pony-sized tracks leading to the west. All right, well, let's go west. Anyway, yeah, so Eurovision part 1 basically is tonight, and then part 2 is Thursday night, and then the winners from part 1 and part 2 then compete along with a couple other groups on Saturday, which is the grand final. So we're having some folks over, and we're gonna watch on our itty bitty TV, unless somebody brings a TV, or one of our friends is thinking about bringing like a projector, so that'd be kind of fun. Just have to figure out where we're gonna project it. Still looking for Tanglebane, but it says look for Bingo along a straight line west of the location where the Nazgul attacked. So I'm gonna keep going along this line, and it does have a ring on the map, so I'm feeling confident we're going the right way here. So yeah, a bunch of different countries are competing tonight, and then the other half of them are competing on Thursday. The Netherlands is in the Thursday group this year, so we won't be rooting on the Dutch entry, but I do have my Eurovision scarf here that we got a couple years ago. So it says Eurovision Song Contest on the one side, and then on the other side it has the Netherlands. The And then it's got like the Dutch flag, but in like the, oops, wrong side, Eurovision heart. And on the other side it says Eurovision Song Contest with like little heart in it. It's very cute. I like it. So I have that ready for me every year so we can root on our country. All right. Well, what have we here? We have
a few tracks here, but they are indistinct.
one of our favorite people, Humphrey Rumming. He says, hello there. It seems as though it was only yesterday that I met you in the snowy reaches of Wildermore, but business there was poor. I am bringing my wares south in search of a more eager market. I make for the Gap of Rohan. You're welcome to tag along if you like. No? Well, it is your loss then. I wish you well on your way, but I really must be finding some customers for my marvelous wares, his junk, and there are none to be found here. That's because you have junk. A pony? I may have seen a pony hurrying to the west, but I didn't pay it much mind. A good day to you. Goodness. All right, Eggwolf. What do you think? These tracks are indistinct,
here,
but I think they continue to the west. I believe Tanglebane carried Bingo that way. All right, so we're going to continue searching to the west. Let's see what we can find. Lost says, giving my country away, but we have Mr. Years and Years himself representing us this year. Mr. Years and Years himself? Who dat? Like, in the contest? Oh, Ollie Alexander. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think he's on. Is he on tonight? I have the list in front of me, but I don't know what it is, but I like cannot seem to keep it in my head who is on which night. He's on tonight. Okay, cool. I haven't, so they haven't been releasing more than 30 seconds of the current staging. Like they've been doing rehearsals. And so they release like little snippets of the rehearsals. Oh, hang on. We see some muddled tracks up ahead with Eggwolf, the tracker, taking a look, it appears. They're a confused muddle, but Willem runs up the slope and towards a southwest village. Well, can I follow Willem? I don't know if he's going to disappear in a second. But why not? He does disappear. Well, he's a wily one. That is not a pack animal, so that doesn't help us. But, yeah. Oh, you know what? I am chasing the wrong thing. I guess I'll have to take that off. All right. Search Gaphold for Bingo and Tanglebane. Okay. Well, we can do that. Anyway, so I haven't seen a lot of the... so I saw the videos when they came out of each of the songs. And then, so here's the thing for folks who aren't familiar with the way it works is that so you have somebody who's like, you're sending them off to Eurovision, be like, hey, represent us, good luck, good job. But the song that they're doing has to be brand new, basically. Like, it can be what they use to compete. Sometimes some countries have like a country qualifying thing, like a big concert idea, basically, where the different acts perform. And then there's like either a jury or whatever, public vote, however it is. There will be some way for them to be chosen as the winner from that national competition. So sometimes you'll have like, you know, whatever that national competition was, like the video performance of that, but it'll be a brand new song at that point. It can't be something they've recorded and published years ago. They may have written it years ago, but they couldn't have like put it out. What happens then is, what I've noticed is, from the point when they're chosen and then through, there's a number of different concerts that they can participate in. Like there was one in Amsterdam, I think there was one in Italy. They can go to these different concerts leading up to Eurovision where they're performing their song. And then that helps like the audiences get to know them, and it gives them a chance to really get better at their song and perform more with their song in front of a live audience, which is kind of important. And so I noticed that like as they go along, a lot of times their song gets more refined in various ways, or they tweak it in this way or that way, or you'll see it kind of like it you know, it ups the level of how it was. It just gets better. And so when you're watching, when I find out I'm watching the videos that they put together of the songs, and so that gets released, by the time they get to Eurovision a few months later, it feels like the songs, some of them are even better than they were than when we saw the videos. So so anyway, so that's been kind of fun to watch, like, you know, some of the songs really kind of fill themselves in a little bit. So so the videos came out. I've watched all of those. The songs came out, so I've been listening to all those, like the official Eurovision soundtrack, basically. And then they're rehearsing at the actual stage in Sweden, in Malmo. And oh, that's funny. That stage master looks a lot like Eggwolf, at least on my screen. But so they've been doing rehearsals. And what they do is Eurovision, they'll release like a 30-second clip. Hey, Tangle Main's here. Of each of the rehearsals, so you can kind of see how it's going and get a little more taste and, you know, get the hype going and stuff like that. But I haven't seen much beyond that. And actually, I haven't been watching too much of that even, because I kind of want to be surprised and I want to wait and see the whole thing anyway. So tonight will be the first chance that I will really have to then see the whole song performed on the Eurovision stage. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so Bingo says, I'm really glad to see you. I'm also very proud of Will and Whisker. What a good boy and a good tracker. You could teach Eggwolf a thing or two about finding the lost, couldn't you, Will WW? He laughs happily, but then a shadow passes over his face. That was a very scary creature. I have never seen anything like it. It was good of Tanglemain to carry me away as quickly as he did, and I'm glad you escaped from that apparition unharmed as well. I hope we do not run into any more of those things. I used to be frightened of horses, but not anymore. If there are terrible winged creatures like that thing in the world, it's hard to believe. Wow. Indeed.
I mostly recovered.
All right,
from
so
that
his new quest is
experience.
Thoughts of Home.
Mostly.
Says, I am mostly recovered from that frightening experience, but if I'm being honest with you, I must confess something. I'm very hungry. I'm craving food, any food at all. Pies, cheese, bread, delicious beer, roasted meats, anything will do. Tanglebane had his fill of these apples, but that doesn't do me any good. I've spoken with Eggwolf, and it seems that she wishes to take her leave of us. We will accompany her to her destination and be on our way. So, this is going to automatically travel us to her destination when I accept the quest. So, yeah, so basically, from this point, we're like traveling with her, enjoying her company, and now we've gotten to the point where we will be departing from one another. So Bingo is like, this is quite a fortress. Do you see it? Oh, yeah, we're at the Deeping Combe. We're at Helm's Deep. All right, so she says,
I
there we go.
travel with you
She says, it was a pleasant ride from Gapholt, and I was pleased to have your company. I know that Bingo will be quite safe with you to watch over him, and the lynx and the pony seem to be quite effective guardians as well. But I cannot travel with you forever. My duty is to Rohan, and I must tell Erkenbrand what I learned about the Blood-Eye cultists on my journey. This is his fortress, and if any place must be made ready in time of war, the Deep is best suited for it. So this is before the attack on the Deep. She says, go with my good wishes, my friends. Beware of orcs in the Westfold. So she's off. Bye! I'll wave bye to her. Alright, Bingo, what do you think? He says, it's always sad to bid farewell to companions on the road. But Eggwolf has her duty, and I would not keep her from it. She will be fine. Look at that impressive wall. We should do something about my grumbling stomach. I would not ask any of these men for a meal, excuse me, because men stalking for a fortress must carefully ration their food in time of war. Or so I have read in books. But let us follow the road to the northeast and see about getting some supper in the first village we come across. I overheard some men speaking of a town called Martin. Let us look there for some means of curbing our appetites. If I recall correctly, the town of Martin is not going to be a good choice. Well, let's just go ahead and work our way out there. So, Ollie Alexander, your competitor from the UK, excuse me, has a song Dizzy. Now, okay, first of all, let me say, I feel like this year is a really strong competition. There's definitely been some years where I'm like, nope, skip. Tired of that song. Don't like the content of this song. don't like the way they sing this song. Like, there's been plenty of reasons for me to be like, nah, I'm not gonna bother wasting my time on that song. But now that I've listened to this year's group, and I've listened to it over and over again, I really like I've been listening to, so there's 37 acts that are in this year's competition. So of the 37, I've been listening to 36 of them pretty much on repeat. And I don't think there's any of them that I have felt like I needed to skip. I definitely have my favorites. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just like really enjoying all of them. And that includes Ole Alexander with his Dizzy song. Now in the video, because I don't know how many people have actually seen these videos and stuff, but in the video, basically he was like at a house, and then like the house would be rotating and he's rotating with it, and then he went to like another set. It was a really clever set design actually, but it definitely can have the effect of making you dizzy, and I have heard something to the effect about that in his upcoming stage performance, that it also has some dizziness to it, so hopefully it won't be a problem. So Tellurian was asking before about his plan for tonight, about some coding with plugins, and before has mentioned again that he will not be streaming tonight because we're taking the night off for Eurovision after we're done chasing bingo around here. So Tellurian, okay, I will go for pen and paper tonight. Nice. Yeah. Aww. So it's really sunny at the moment, and like I don't know if you can see behind me, it's a little bit bleached out because it's so sunny at the moment. So Casper is sleeping over on the couch, and he's like, happy sneezy boy. Oh, you done with the, gotta get up? Probably gotta get up and eat. Alright, so let's see, Bingo.
Oh no.
Looks at Martin.
We must do something.
Yeah, I thought this wasn't gonna go well for him. He says, oh no. He looks on the ruin of Martin in despair, and all of the good cheer drains from his face. I am not hungry anymore. War has already come to the Westfold, and the good people who dwelt in this town have suffered so much. We must do something. There could be survivors trapped among the rubble. There could be orcs and wargs still hunting down the people that remain behind. We have to help anyone that remains in Martin. This is no pleasant stroll. This is serious. So we need to defeat enemies and search burned debris. So it looks like Affodil has managed to find a few enemies, one of which we need for a deed. So that's convenient. All right. All right, so we're looking for enemies and debris. Let's see what we can do here. Nope. Oh, found an enemy. I think my favorites this year. Well, I'm curious. Those of you who are watching, who are some of your favorites this year? And hey, Loshire, what do you think about yours? I think he's really good. I really like it. I don't know. I don't think it's going to win. I don't think Ole Alexander is going to win this year, but I think he's got a chance of being in the middle easily. I mean, God, it's such a tough year. It seems like everybody's good, but I think his is really solid. All right, we're searching the debris, but we haven't found anything yet. So here's some more debris and an archer. So we can get rid of that guy. Oh, she already did. Cool. Affodil is nothing if not efficient. We searched debris, haven't found anything. There's another enemy in the woods here. Oh, meow, cat, please meow back might be the best line since before. I love it. Yeah, so that's Croatia with Rim Tim Tiki 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 Tim. The artist's name is Baby Lasagna. That's not his actual name, but And it's interesting because up to this point, he's been like, I think, a producer and a writer of music, but not necessarily performing his own music. So it's really fascinating because apparently he, yeah, he did this one, and it's basically about, you know, the idea of moving away from home. And apparently that's the thing that's happening in Croatia, is a lot of people, because the opportunities aren't really there economically, and it's hard to find, you know, to be able to afford a home, as it is in many countries right now, unfortunately. So a lot of people are leaving, and so, you know, he kind of alludes to that a little bit in his song, that, you know, there's just, you know, where do you go? But anyway, it's fantastic, and it's a banger. And he's like, you know, bye mom, bye dad, bye cat, you know, I think I'll miss you most of all. And then at one point he's like, you know, meow cat, please meow back. It's so cute. He actually does have cats. He's got like 3 cats apparently, and one of them is a blind cat, or half blind maybe. Like one eye is bad. And he wrote like a children's book that's about his cat. It's like, that's fantastic. Oh, we need to talk to Bingo. We actually don't need to take out any more folks, but we can. So, Pamela says, I'm still making my way through the Eurovision playlist, but I'll share thoughts when I'm more familiar with the songs and singers. As I say, you don't have a lot of time left, but yeah, you've got, I mean, technically, I mean, if you wait until after Thursday, you only have, you know, you have a fewer to go through. Actually, though, it's not that many fewer, because it's 37 in total, and tonight, and so they're doing something a little different in that normally for the semifinals, there's some of it is popular vote and some of it's jury, and then they've gone, you know, to be some of it being, some years I think it was jury only, no popular vote on the semifinals. This year it's all public vote, no jury. So that just means that, like, songs that people are hearing for the first time, people will be voting on that first time hearing them. And so people like us who've been listening to them over and over and over might hear them and see them a little bit differently than a first-time listener. So it's, and then also you've got like the jury votes where they might be like, hey, I really see the layers and the technicality of the things that they've done in this song, and you know, it might make its way a lot further with a jury than it does necessarily with a public vote, and vice versa. So it's really interesting to see who's going to make it through with the public vote this year. So anyway, of the 37, it's 10 plus 10 that go through, 10 from the first time, 10 from the second night. But then also there's like 5 countries that, because it costs money to put this on, and so there's 5 countries that are the largest contributors, and they've like committed to that. And so because of that commitment, they get a bye and are in the finals every year. So so those 5 are always in the finals, plus whoever's hosting. So that's 6. So you're going to have 26 out of the 37. So it's really only taking out 11 between the next 2 nights. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, so Bingo, in his thoughts of home, says, I found this woman among the ruins. She seems to be in shock, and I've been trying to cheer her up as much as I can. I think she lived in this town before it was attacked, but now she will need a new place to stay. I think we should bring her to the town of Grimslade to the southeast. If there is still safety to be found in Westfold, it'll be there, at least according to the men with whom I spoke at Helm's Deep. Please tell her that we will bring her safely to Grimslade. I know that she's gone through a lot, but we cannot leave her here among these dangers, and she is in such a state. So we need to talk to the dazed woman. Hello, dazed woman. What can we do for you? She looks at you, up at you with tears. She looks up at you. She's real tall. We're kind of short, so close enough. She looks at you with tear-stained eyes, and in a strange look, you know that she has never lived anywhere but Martin. With soft words, you tell her that she will not be safe here, and ask that she come with you and Bingo to Grimslade to the southeast. My home, she says sadly. Aww. She nods reluctantly and agrees to go to Grimslade to search for a new home.
Tell her that we will bring her safely to Grimslade.
So, we need to talk to Bingo in Grimslade. So that's a little far from here. I wonder if I have a milestone. I hear I might. Let's see, that's Hitbold. Grimslade, I do. Let's do that. Yes, those lyrics though, says Pamela. So Lawshire says, okay, gonna say my top 4. Greece. Oh, the Greece one is nice. I don't know, the lyrics are in Greek. And so they're all Greek to me. And I haven't actually gone and looked at a translation yet, so I'm not 100% sure what she's singing about. But I did hear her in an interview, because I have been watching interviews. And she seems like a really lovely person, and she's got a beautiful voice, and she does some really wonderful vocal things in her song. So, nice choice there. Luxembourg, they're back for the first time in like forever and a day. So let's see. Okay, Luxembourg's is Fighter. That's also a good one. I like that one. And then who else did you say? Oops. Hang on, Bingo. I got Eurovision. Iceland. Okay, now Iceland is the Scared of Heights one, and I like it, but it just doesn't feel like it has a lot of depth to it. And in fact, I watch Wee Wee blogs, and I was watching their analysis of it, and now I saw an interview with Hera Bjork, I believe is her name. Lovely person. I would love to see her do well, but I just don't think this song is it. Yeah, it's like it's missing, I don't know. It's not lukewarm. Like, it's very positive. It's got you, like, it gets you moving and stuff. I just don't feel like I just don't feel like it's got what it needs to go far in this contest, unfortunately. And let's see, in Malta, which one's Malta's? Oh, it must be on the second night. I have the list up from each night. Oh, Loop. Loop, loop, loop. That one does get stuck in your head. I absolutely have that song going in my head on loop sometimes. I like it. It's not my top 4 either, though. Hang on a second, I'll tell you who's one of my favorites are. Okay, he says, we've made it safely to Grimslade. I do hope that our friend will be able to make a new life for herself here. The woman smiles at you and Bingo sadly. The scars of lost Martin will always remain, but her expression shows a resolve to rebuild and recover from the experience. Well, this was quite enough for one day, Bingo continues. We've been invited to take our supper in the Grimslade Mead Hall atop the hill. I'll meet you inside. Hey, we're gonna get him some food. Hooray. Hooray, Bingo, let's get you some food. Oh, okay, Fulminella says 30 plus years for Luxembourg. There's been huge hype around it here. Yay! Yeah, I'm really excited for Luxembourg to be back. I'm really, I don't know. Words are slow for me today. Sorry, sometimes. I hope they go through to the final, because I mean, I really think it'd be nice to be like, hey, you guys are back. You know, make it a good time, right? Okay, so here's Will and Whisker. Here's Bingo chilling out on the side. Let's see what Bingo's got to say.
This has been a long day.
His thoughts of home. He says, it has been a long day. So much of my journey has been pleasant, full of sunny days and good company, but the sight of Martin burning has, well, it has left me quite upset, and I'm not sure what to do next. It's not just me either. Even Willem seems to be rather down in the dumps. I'm worried about the Shire. Is it time to return home? I don't know what to do. Thoughts of home can be comforting, but these thoughts of the Shire have me turned around and upside down, and now I say to you quite honestly that I do not know which way is up. So we'll finish this one, and then it says next week, Will and Whisker and the Wide World. Ta-da! It's next week. Hang on a second, though. So, before. He says if Luxembourg did win and then hosted, their population would increase by a measurable percentage for a few weeks from all the visitors. That's funny. So I would say, okay, wait, actually I have a list somewhere. Where did I put it? I made a little list, and I think I put it over here. Okay. when I was first listening through them all again and again and again, I finally was like, hey, which ones are my favorites? So in the order in which I heard them, were Armenia with Jaco. I just love, like, it's so upbeat, and like it just gets you up and moving, and I can't help but just be like in a great mood every time I hear that. In fact, I've even started listening to other stuff of hers on Spotify because I just really love it. I have so much fun with that song. Lawshire asks, is everybody ready to count the ABBA references? No kidding. So ABBA won Eurovision 50 years ago. And so the fact that it's in Sweden, their home country, 50 years from when they won is like a huge deal. The coincidences are all there. But ABBA themselves have been like, yeah, no, we're not performing. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I have to expect that they've got to be there on Saturday. Like, there's got to be some like, they've got to use them in some way. I can't imagine, even if they don't perform, I can't imagine they're not going to be involved in some way. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they've just decided it's not their jam. But I can't imagine that. You know? I mean, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so Armenia with Jaco. Baby Lasagna from Croatia with Rim Tim Tagi Tim. Let's see, I wrote down Italy with La Noia, another one that's sung, I'm pretty sure it's in Italian, not in English, and so I haven't gone and actually looked at the lyrics, but I really like it. Yeah, Fuelman says, I'm sure that Luxembourg would happily accept the burden that comes along with hosting, right? That would be cool. That'd be really close by because we're in the Netherlands. I would love that. Honestly, I think... okay, so let me finish real quick. So let's see. Okay, so Italy with La Noia. The Netherlands, Europapa. I love it. I love that song. I know it's kind of like earworm-y, but a couple things I really love about it. It's got such a fun beat, and it's fun and easy to sing along to. And last year I saw Hobbit says Netherlands is a bop this year. It really is. It really just gets into you. And then I love the little callbacks to different parts of Dutch culture, like Dutch music culture with that music style and the dance that they do. That's like a thing that was like a cultural moment. And so I like that kind of callback to that. And then also, though, I mean, so the guy who wrote it, Joost Klein, and he's actually an orphan. Like, his parents died when he was like 12 years old, and so he has mentioned, like in an interview recently, Skyons 159 says, "Good day, everyone. Good day." Speaking of good day, I was watching Australia's entry from last year, and they've been kind of like watching the videos and reviewing them, and that's been a hoot. So anyway, so Joost Klein said he doesn't have a lot of positive memories of his childhood with his parents, but one of them was that he was watching Eurovision with them, and they were Eurovision fans and stuff, and so yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna perform out there one day, you know, that kind of thing. And so and then his dad was one who was like, hey, you know, Europe is a land without borders. We all, you know, get along, like, we need to work together, and yeah, that kind of like community of things. And so that's why the song is kind of like a letter to his parents and to his dad. So I like the layers of it, how it's, you know, it's a bop, it's fun, it's silly, and yet at the same time there's like all these different layers that go with it. And I think in the video, he does like kind of a closing where he says some words to his dad, basically, whereas like the Spotify version of the song doesn't have that spoken part at the end. But I did see something where I believe it is included in his Eurovision performance, and so that's going to be like really heavy. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and it's also going to be interesting because the running order for the semifinals is tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday night. And that's the second semifinal. Let me pull this back up again. The last few people to perform, well, so it's Gate from Norway, and theirs is just like really intense, like it's like, and it's this like, you know, like a bunch of sound and instruments, and it's like you're in the middle of this hurricane, and she's in the center where it's calm, and then there's all this stuff going on around her with the band, and they're caught up in the chaos of all of that, and it's like this dark fairy tale that she's telling the story of. So that, and then followed by Europapa and this like bop, just this party bringing us back into like the fun side of it, and then he ends it with this like really serious note. So it's gonna be a really interesting ending. But that's on Thursday. Let's see, and then okay, so my other ones are Zora from Spain. I really like that one. And then lastly is Nemo with the code, and I think that's Switzerland. I forgot to write down the country. Let me just double check. And I think he's on tonight. They are, excuse me. I think they're on tonight. Maybe lasagna. Oh wait, why am I not finding it? Maybe no. Oh no, I'm wrong. Switzerland is on Thursday night. Oh, that's gonna be. Thursday's gonna be a tough one, I think. I feel like some of it. So yes, Switzerland. Thank you, Lost Shire Hobbit. So yes, so those were my favorites when I was like first writing things down. Yeah, I think Nemo with the code, I think that one has like a really serious chance of winning. Like it's really, really good. So I would say my thoughts on who is going to be in the top 5: Croatia definitely, Switzerland definitely, possibly the Netherlands, and then from there on I don't know. There's just so many good songs this year. It's been a good year. It's a good year. It's a very good year. So all right, so let's see what Bingo has to say. So Will and Whisker and the Wide World. He says, do you think I should turn around and head for home? I'm worried about the Shire, and this has been quite a long journey already. I don't know what to do. And furthermore, I've noticed that Willem has not been his usual self for a short time now. Do you think he is angry with me, or even considering bringing this adventure to an end? I hope no, or I hope not. Perhaps you can learn if this is the root of his dissatisfaction. Please find out if Willem is disappointed with me for thinking of returning to the Shire. Oh, okay. Well, let's see what we can do. Willem looks at you closely. Curiously, the impression you get is that he's trying to make up his mind about something. He suddenly runs outside. What did you say to him? Where is he going? We have to follow him. All right, so as soon as we click on this, now I'm going to assume that they've had the feast already and that Bingo has been well fed by now. Just putting that there in case anybody was worried about his grumbling tummy. Okay, so as soon as we click and say yes to this quest, we're going to travel in pursuit of Willem. So let's do that. Now I got Jocko stuck in my head. He has led you to the Gap of Rohan, to the Dunbog. Okay, so we are now here in Dunland. So we were just down in Rohan. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can kind of have an idea of what we have done. So we were even further. We were down here in Rohan. We were at Helm's Deep, and then we went around here, and then we went to, yeah, so we've been down in this area. And now we've just run over this way. It's backwards on my screen. And now we're in in the Gap of Rohan. Actually down about like kind of where my face is, kind of like over here. But yeah, so we've run basically back Shire-wise and a little bit north in that direction. Okay, so let's see what Will and Whisker has to say. He looks at you expectantly and then bounds away to the west. He seemingly wants you to follow him into the Dunbog. Okay. He's running toward a lone tree rising from the Dunbog. Well, let's follow him. Do you want to follow me following him? Oh, before I forget, let me put the freebie up this week. So this week, you get a green dye and a red dye with that coupon code. So that's cool. I went ahead and used that over on Laurelyn because I play with dyes a little bit more on Laurelyn than I do on Treebeard. Alright, so I think we're running toward that tree, although the arrow kind of has us curving. Maybe not that tree then. I guess we're running towards a different lone tree rising in the distance. Oh, I do see a tree over there. That's probably where we're going. Jocko. That one I've looked at the lyrics a little bit. Basically, she's like, people are telling her what to do and what she should do and stuff like that. And she's, you know, they're like, dress up, dress down, be faster, be slower, you know, that whole thing. And so she's commenting on all that. Alright, so I see a few of our familiar friends. Many of these links share his pattern and color. What could be happening?
Is this
Look at these
family?
links, says Bingo. Is this Willem's family? Let's take a look. So you look at Willem nuzzling with the she lynx and understand that this is his mate, and the smaller lynx curled up nearby are their cubs. Yeah.
This must be
Willem's family. I think I understand what Lady Galadriel meant when she spoke of his journey. I think he was looking for a better home for his mate and his cubs. And did you find one, Will and Whisker? Even Bingo can read the disappointment in his face. Oh, I'm sorry, Willem. We found him caught in a trap in the troll shaws. Do you remember? That is no place to raise a family. Rohan is embroiled in war. Moria is too dark. The mountains are too cold. Bingo trails away and looks around at the marshes of the Dunbog. Do you know something, Willem? Your cubs look satisfied to live here, and it seems that they've already developed a taste for toad meat. The temperature suits them, and they know the nearby landmarks, and now that you're back, your family seems to want for very little. What if what if Rosenboom and I built a bit of a shelter for you and gathered some food for your family? We could also defeat some of the more unpleasant foes that stalk the marsh. This might not have seemed the perfect home before, but compared to the other lands we've seen, I think we might be able to turn it into the perfect place for your family. What do you say to that? Willem and his mate look hopeful, but their cubs just look sleepy. Alright, so let's go gather some toad meat and collect some stones to make up a nice little shelter and defeat some of the nearby orcs that might cause them some trouble. Hey, I see a suitable stone in the distance. Yeah, I'm excited that it sounds like... Oh, that cinnamon is just lovely. It sounds like the US is getting a chance to be able to watch more of Eurovision than before. So that's pretty exciting because I don't recall that being something that we had, like, that I was watching previously. Now, I suppose it's possible, but I seem to recall that, like, if I wanted to watch Eurovision videos or if I want to share them with friends in the US, like, a lot of times they were geo-blocked, which, you know, kind of said to me, oh, there's no way we can watch that in the US. So, but now they're doing a thing. I know it was last year. Yeah, last year might have been the first year of it, where they have, so they, you know, they have the public vote, as I was talking about. So basically, after everybody performs, there's like a number on the screen where you can, you know, you send a text or whatever to vote for your favorites. And it costs like €1 or 50 cents or something like that per vote. So I don't actually do it. I think every time I think about doing it, I'm like, oh, I'll do that. But then I have to like contact my provider and authorize it. And I'm like, oh, I don't get around to it. So far, I don't think I've actually managed to vote, which is kind of funny. But anyway, oops, I may have shot. But anyway, so there's a new thing. So the way, sure, now we gotta go back and find some toad meat and some stones. So the points in the final are awarded, roughly half of the points that are given out come from juries, and the juries in each country are made up of people who are involved in the music industry in some fashion. And then the other half of the points that they receive that are given out come from people with that public voting that I just talked about. So what they do is they take all the votes from, say, your country, and like all the people who voted who live in, you know, the Netherlands, where we are. They'll take all those votes, and then the one who got the most gets 12 points, and the one who got the second most gets 10, and then it goes to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then everybody else just gets 0 points from us. So that's how the public vote works. And the jury votes the same thing. You just ran by some stones, by the way. The jury will be like, okay, you get 12, you get 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And everybody else gets 0. So, so the most you can get from any country would be 12 from the jury and then 12 from the public vote. Oh, need to go. Fullman says, need to go. It's been nice watching your stream and chatting with you. Take care. Yes, take care. And good luck to whoever you're rooting for in this year's Eurovision. I'm sure we'll talk about it next week. Especially if anybody wants to. I'll be happy to talk about it. Hi, baby. One of the cats just was moving by. Kato was sleeping in her little bed nearby, but I guess she has decided that she is done being there for the moment. We do have some toads. Do they count? Oh no, those are guards. Never mind. Those are Dunlending. That's really sad. I couldn't tell the difference between a Dunlending and a toad. Do I need new glasses? Okay, so anyway, so yeah, so each country has public vote numbers then that get assigned. Yes, Middle Earth quiz show. Is it a toad? Toad or not toad? They've started doing a new thing, and I think last year was the first year of it, where the rest of the world counts as one country. And so people from anywhere that's not participating, like the United States, can still vote, and those votes then go into the pool that count for a country that is called rest of the world. So I thought that was a really clever idea. But that's only a public vote. That's not, there's no jury associated with that. Oh, we're looking for toads. Okay, let me search for a toad. Toad alert. All right, there's one. It's this way. Nice. I wonder if those count. Yeah, they did. I'm up to 6. I think I see some more toads. That's 7. Cool, just need one more. And then Willem and his family will be set for a little while. I'll have to take a second before I can search again. Found a beetle. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, did you find one? Okay. Nice. All right, let's go let's go talk to Willem and his family and see how they like the stuff we've got for them. So oh, we have to build him a little shelter too. Not there? Oh, that's weird. It's like pointing a different direction, but yeah. Yes, before points out, things here are ridiculously gray. That's a fair point. Because we are 25 levels above the things we might defeat in this area. The wall turned out quite well and blocks much of the wind. Aw, that's nice. Alright, you two. Bingo says, I suppose this is goodbye then. You take care of yourself and your family, WW. Willem Whisker says, you set the toad meat down within the wall, and some of the young cubs sniff at it with interest. Willem blinks at you slowly, and you know that this is goodbye. He looks from you to Bingo, and you assure him that you will continue watching out for the Hobbit adventurer. Bingo says, I suppose this is the end of our journey together, Willem. I am sad to see you go, but I know that your family needs you, and I don't want to keep you from them any longer than I already have. He says, I have really enjoyed our travels. Yes, I've really enjoyed our travels together, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. I'll miss you, WW. You take care of yourself and your family too, you hear me? A loud rumbling sound fills the air. Are you purring, Willem? No, that couldn't be. You're a rough and tough adventurer, a veteran of many campaigns. It must just be my stomach rumbling. I never did get enough meals to suit me on this journey, and today is no different. Well, so long, Willem. I will take my rumbling belly away now, as not to wake the little ones. You are welcome in the Shire anytime, Willem, and I mean it. It is difficult to say goodbye, Rosenblum, but we had better leave now or we won't. Let us go northeast to the nearest village in the Starkmoor. I think it's called something like Avarden, but I do not know for certain. Okay. Well, let's head that way. So, is there a quick travel that I have to get us there? Not really. Okay. So, we go out this way, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, we gotta get out of the bog, so we'll go this way. It's so funny because when I'm like watching videos or listening to reviews of people talking about this year's Eurovision songs, and like who is it? Somebody didn't like Jocko's song, and I was like, what? It's a great song. It's just kind of funny. Wait, am I going the right way? I hope so. Let me double check. Starkmoor. Okay, yeah. I think we're heading the right way. Before it says, it's so sad when people are objectively wrong about these songs. Different people have different tastes, and that's okay. Yeah, here's Avarden. Alright, talk to Bingo in the town of Avarden. Okay. Ah, there he is. Oh, this is the place where where Isengard did some bidding. This was the auction place, yeah.
I will miss that fuzzy fellow.
Alright, Willem Whisker in the wide world. Bingo says, I'm glad we were able to help Willem and his family. I will miss that fuzzy fellow, though. I think I'll try to do some writing in my book in order to keep myself busy for now, if that is all right with you. After you complete this quest, Bert Bartleby will arrive in the center of Avarden in the Starkmoor in Dunland. And next week we have a string of ill fortune. Well, I definitely want to go talk to... Bert Bartleby's right here. Let me run over and talk to him real quick. I want to see what he's got. What you got? He has a sinister black robe. That's so cute. Let's see, a small map of Bingo and West Rohan, a large map of Bingo and West Rohan, the hat rack of West Rohan, the Egwolf property guard, and the tome of the skittish black horse. Oh, I want to get that. Okay. So let me study this new skill. Alright, so let's see what it looks like. Ba-ba-da-bum. Yeah, that cinnamon and mint is really good with the honey. Midnight. The skittish black horse. Cute. Alright, let's go talk to Bingo. Hey Bingo, I brought you a horse. Oh wait, he's afraid of horses. Never mind. I didn't bring you a horse. Look, I have a little hamster. Isn't he cute? He's got fireworks.
I suppose it is time to continue.
Alright, the new quest is a string of ill fortune. He says, I suppose it is time to continue our journey. I have written some more pages about our time in Rohan, but I'm finding it hard to write about Dunland. Do you think Willem Whisker is doing all right? Bah, I know I should not dwell on it, but I can't help it. There's a large settlement to the northeast. It's called Galtrev. Let's go there and see what there is to learn about Dunland. Perhaps if we learn more about it, I will not miss Willem Whisker so keenly. So, I believe this path that we're taking with Bingo is very similar, or has some overlapping, with the path that, like, the Hobbits and Gandalf took on their way back to the Shire. It seems to have some similarities, I believe. Alright, are you ready? Shall I take us to Galtrev? Okay. I have a quick trip travel to that. Not Rivendell. It's past there. Here it is. Guide to Galtrav. I do like my hunter travel stuff. Very handy. Okay, so we're looking for bingo east of the town center. East would be that direction. I agree. Oh, I think I see him up on the hill. Oh, is he talking to what's his nut? Yeah, Humphrey Rumming. Alright, he says, look who I've run into. It's Humphrey Rumming. Yes, you should have walked the other way.
This is lucky fortune indeed.
He says, this is lucky fortune indeed. A short time ago, I encountered a pair of treasure seekers, a man and a woman, and the conversation was quite pleasant. Well, it turned out that these two knew about you. I decided right then and there to give them quite a good deal on a number of treasure maps that had come into my possession. You would like to find this pair? Well, you're in luck because I know where they're going. While we were conversing, they told me you have quite a head for riddles. I find that hard to believe. A lore master such as myself cannot be bested at the riddle game. I will write down their destination in riddle form, and if you can solve it, you will find them there. Good luck, confine your search to Dunland, and let's see if your good fortune holds. Okay. He hands you a small parchment with a few sentences scribbled on it. Okay. In this place, the audience does the performing. A block blocks nothing. The coins are real until they are followed. Then they disappear. Is it where we just were? Oh, hey! Pomela says I did it! I finally got the Mariner-themed housing set. Hey! Congratulations! That's a good point. What are we doing on this server? Oh, my goodness. There's only 7 days left on the reward track, everybody. So if you are still working on that, boy, now's a good time to pay attention. I haven't claimed it on this server. Oh, I guess what I'll be doing after the stream. Yes, the nautical housing package is at 50. So if you get to 50, that's where that comes from. And then, as far as I'm concerned, everything beyond that's gravy. So, okay. So let's see. Oopsie. Doesn't give us a ring on the map. That's fine. I do feel like it's where we just were, though, maybe. Although the audience does the performing? Yeah, because they're bidding, so maybe. I don't know. So we want to go back to, what's it called? Not Oldburg, that's a different place. Avank. No, that's what he has with him.
The Oakway Rod requires us to give welcome to Devodia.
Let's go check out Varden. See if it's back there. And if it's not back there, we might check the wiki. Yeah. I think I see them in the distance there. Yep. Theodore Gorse and Haley Meadowsweet. What does she say? She says, hello there. It has been a long time, hasn't it? Theodore says, hello. I did not expect to see you in this place. You can get a Theodore Gorse property guard, and it's fabulous. But Bingo says, I suppose we solved the riddle, but we were just here. That's what I said. Well, Haley says, it has been a long time. I'm glad to see that you found Bingo. I knew that he would turn up again. Our own journey has been fairly uneventful. I think Theodore may be less of a treasure seeker than when I took him on as a pupil, if you can believe it. He will want to tell you about our journey. He says, I have a complaint to lodge with you. Do you remember that shiny necklace you tried to give me back in Region? Well, that was not a fake at all, as I thought it might have been at the time. Nope, it was a real artifact of the dwarves, and Haley has held on to it ever since we took your leave in Region. And ever since, we have been beset with ill fortune. The southward journey has been a constant cavalcade of catastrophe, and it is all your fault. That shiny necklace, that Rothstone, it bears a curse of ill fortune. Oh, wait, he's not finished yet.
Oh, the weather's
He says, how do I know? I
terrible.
will tell you how I know. The weather has been terrible. As we made our way south through Eregion, the skies opened up and the downpour was torrential. You have never seen rain like this. It was cold as ice and each droplet hit the skin like hail. Thunder rolled across the sky, booming and crashing, and the wind threatened to pick you up and toss you against trees or stones. We were in that land for several days before you gave Haley the Rothstone, and I did not see any weather like that before, but afterward it was nearly constant, except for a few days when it was sunny and nice. But days were the exception. Further proof, we had to pick our way across a stream when we entered Enidwaith, and I hurt my ankle sliding down the riverbed. It has only recently started feeling better. Oh, Theodore has only just begun. Oh boy.
Ever since
Says,
you
and
gave Haley
furthermore,
the Rothstone, I found
you know
no
I'm a treasure
at
seeker of
all.
some renown. Well, ever since you gave Haley the Rothstone, I have found nothing in the way of treasure at all. It is as if some secret force has cast a shroud over my sight, preventing me from finding even the least valuable trinket or bauble. Every ruin is picked clean, every chest or strongbox is empty. There's no gold, there's no silver, there are no gems. The curse of the Rothstone has so damaged my fortunes that I cannot even hope to amass a fortune of any type. Theodore is still going strong.
I think the curse of the Rothstone.
You
may
said you
have
met Humphrey
too.
Rumming and he sent you to find me and Haley? Did he tell you that he sold us a number of treasure maps? They cost me a pretty penny, I don't mind telling you, and so far every single one has come up empty. All of my hopes rest on the only treasure map I have not yet tried, but those hopes have become as faint as a guttering candle in a drafty room. Bingo said that you were in a garden earlier today, and yet Humphrey's riddle sent you right back here? That sounds like very bad luck as well. I think you, too, may have become ensnared in the curse of the Rothstone. Can it be? Has he finished? No.
Well, ask Haley. She will
We need to
confirm
do
everything
something
I
about
said
the
to you.
Rothstone. The string of bad luck has become unbearable. We have had such a grievous journey south that I am ready to turn around and head back north. That is how terrible this adventure has become. Ask Haley. She'll confirm everything I have said to you. Oh, Theodore finally falls silent.
It rained once or
She says,
twice.
it rained
Our
once or
luck
twice.
seems much the
I
same
haven't
to me.
noticed that our luck has been any poorer than it ever was. But if Theodore wants to turn around and head back north, I would not be opposed to traveling with you and Bingo for a spell, if you would have us as your companions on your way. Yeah, sounds nice. They're always good for interesting company.
The more the merrier.
The more the
That's
merrier,
what
that's what I always
always
say.
say.
Theodore and Haley will be more than welcome to journey with us as we head northward. It's about time we started that way, I would say. The Shire is still a long ways off, and it will be nice to have some company on the road. So that finishes our string of ill fortune.
I have learned a little
And
more about the
now we're
settlement
here
of
into
Goldtread.
next week. Hang on. So, he says, oh sorry, this quest is called Treasure Lost, Treasure Found. So, he says, I've learned a little more about the settlement of Galtrev since we spoke with Humphrey Rumming there on our last visit. It is home to folk from many different Dunlending tribes, and they do not always see eye to eye. Perhaps we can better teach them to get along. Do you mind asking Theodore if he thinks this is a good route for us to take? He and Haley passed through there on their way south. I would ask him myself, but he seems to be quite occupied with his own thoughts at the moment. Does it involve a mirror?
Huh?
Theodore
What is it?
jumps when
Oh,
you
I'm
speak to him,
sorry.
as if he were
I was
startled
not
out of some
listening.
reverie by your words. Yes, what is it? Oh, I'm sorry, I was not listening. You ask Theodore what he thinks of Bingo's plan to begin the northward journey in Galtrev, and he shrugs. Yes, it seems fine to me. Makes no difference to me where we begin. Ill fortune will follow us wherever we go unless we do something about it. Lead the way, and I will meet you in Galtrev. Okay. So now we go back to Galtrev. Alright. Everybody hang on. I will hunter travel us there. What do you think Theodore and Haley will remember to push the yes button? That's so funny you said earlier that you tried to double jump off of a rock. That's fantastic. Before and I have been playing a bit of the Planet Crafter, which is a different game. Sci-fi themed, terraforming a planet sort of thing. And if you have a jetpack, if you double jump, the second jump keeps you up in the air. So I kind of missed that in Middle Earth.
I
I wonder where Theodore has gone. Have you seen him?
Seen him?
Uh-oh. I don't want to talk to you. Bingo, what's up? Here we are. And pleased to see that Humphrey is still here, and even more pleased to see that he has not fashioned another riddle for us. He sent us back to Avarden one more time. Thankfully, he is riddle-free for the moment. But have you seen Theodore lately? I must say that I haven't seen him since we arrived in Galtrev, and I'm not sure exactly when I saw him last. Perhaps Haley knows where he's gone. I'm pretty sure she doesn't.
Now that you
mention it, I haven't seen Theodore for a while now. I know he was with us when we arrived at Galtrev, but now he seems to have gotten himself lost. That is so typical. Perhaps we should look for him. If you search a few of the likely spots around Galtrev, we might find some clue as to his whereabouts. Knowing Theodore, he's probably gone off in whatever direction will cause us the most trouble. Okay. So we need to search the upper plateau, the upper eastern plateau in Galtrev, and the skirmish camp, and the farmland, and the southwest entrance of Galtrev. All right. So we'll take a look around. But yes, I do miss the jetpack when I don't have it. I started actually, so we haven't actually finished. Oh, sorry, hang on. Wind sweeps past the buildings of Upper Galtrev, but there's no sign of Theodore. We've on to nix here. Yeah. Ik ben met je eens. So what's like? Oh yeah. So we haven't actually played through the whole game yet. I think there is an ending to the game. But we're having a lot of fun terraforming the planet, and we've got all sorts of things. So B4 started playing, but what you can do is you can invite someone to join you in your game. So as long as you are on, they can be in your game with you. But then when you log off, like, it disconnects the whole game. So they can't be in that save with you anymore. So we started, let's see, there's no sign of Theodore at the southwestern gate. All right. So we were having fun with that, and then I was wanting to experiment or kind of look at it a little bit more. So, and B4 wasn't available, so I started playing just by myself, and then I wanted to show him what I had done, and so then we started basically playing on my file, my saved file. So we've really been working on that one, and that's the one we've got the furthest. And so we've got like a whole network of, so you can unlock drones, which basically you can be like, hey, go gather stuff and put it in places and whatnot. So we did that, and so we have this ridiculous drone network now because B4 keeps making more of them and more of them. Let's see, cows graze outside of Galtrev, but there's no sign of Theodore. Okay, I start here, oak neat, yeah. Or I start oak neat here. I stand here, no, neat oak. Yeah, oak doesn't go last. I start here neat. I start here oak neat. Yeah, probably. Just playing around with like, where does that go in the sentence? We've gotten back into Dutch lessons, so we're doing stuff. The skirmish camp is full of activity, but there's no sign of Theodore. Although I do see somebody over here who wants to talk to us. Oh, is that just a mission thing though? Nope, that's the delving thing. Never mind. Tomorrow? Yeah, I'm not at box 75 yet. Oh. I don't know what's at box 75. Oh, there's a snake. B4 has an interest in getting the, there's a cosmetic pet of a snake. The legendary coffer of the vivid green snake. So we might be coming back at some point to see if we can get B4's character a little further. Well, Haley, we didn't find him. She says, something has been troubling me, but I had not been able to put the worry into words. While you were looking for Theodore, I realized what it was. I looked through my possessions for the Rothstone, the golden necklace you put into my keeping in Region, but I cannot find it anywhere. Theodore has taken it. I don't know for what purpose he has stolen the Rothstone, but I do know that he blames it for the misfortune he thinks has befallen us. Where has he gone with it? Rumpy coughs with embarrassment and tries to get your attention.
This is a little
He says, this is a little embarrassing. I would have said something before, but I was very busy with my own affairs, and you did not ask, so I figured all was done with your knowledge and approval. I am sorry to learn that was not the case. You see, your friend Theodore purchased a number of treasure maps from me some days ago, and I understand that he made use of all but one of them to no avail. There was no treasure at any location he searched. Quite a pity for a treasure seeker. Mere hours ago, he asked me about the last of the maps, and I assured him there should be quite a collection of treasure there, given the nature of that spot. Well, he got a funny sort of look in his eye and said, What's one more treasure added to the pile? I see now that he had designs on returning a treasure rather than obtaining one. Do you want to know where the last treasure map points? Did I not say? It guides adventurers to a lair of a dragon in Thror's Comb. That's great.
This is terrible.
Bingo says, this is terrible. Theodore thinks this treasure has caused him ill fortune, and he has gone to the lair of a dragon in order to be rid of it. He's going to find no end of ill fortune there, and he will be the cause of it. Bingo shakes with nervousness, and you're reminded of how he quaked with fear on the slopes above Heligrad when Spalvi said the dragon had once lived there. Now, many months later, and many hundreds of miles further on, Bingo closes his eyes and clenches his fists. When he opens his eyes again a moment later, his jaw is set, and his shaking has stopped. We have to stop him. I am not going to let some dragon put an end to Theodore's story, no matter how much he might deserve it for walking right into its waiting jaws. We have to talk some Hobbit sense into him. Let me know when you're ready, and we will go to the dragon's lair together. This dragon will not know what to make of two hobbits such as ourselves, or 3 or 4. I do not know what to make of it myself. What to make of us myself. Alright, he says, let's go find our friend. No dragon will stand in our way. Says this is a solo quest. And it does appear that that is the case. Okay. So we'll drop our group and we'll go in separately. Palmela says, I love the snake pets in Lotro. Snakes in general. They're good people. And before it says snake, 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 snake. Oh, Barb Dreams asks, are you playing on Treebeard today? I just made 2 characters this weekend and really enjoy it. Yes, we are. I am on Treebeard today. We've been following the quest of Bingo Boffin previously and had gotten quite a ways and decided that it's time to continue that on. So hopefully there won't be too many spoilers for you, or if there are spoilers, hopefully you're able to look away. Alright, so we've gone off into Thror's Comb, where the dragon Dragok happens to be. Let's see, Bingo says, oh dear, look at this poor fellow. This is not a safe place at all, Rosenbloom. It seems burglars have come in here from time to time, and any that did not fall prey to the dragon's fire, excuse me, may have met their ends at the hands of those they brought with them. When treasure is involved, good friends can become enemies over the distribution of even a single coin. But it is the dragon we should worry about for now. Haley, I think you should stay up here and see if Theodore comes this way. Alright, so Haley's over here. She's going to keep an eye. She says, alright, Bingo, if you're sure. So this is Dragok, which is a fun instance, but I don't think we're actually doing the actual instance. So, alright, he says, Rosenbloom and I will go see if Theodore is already inside. This way. Okay. Look out, this place is full of bugs. Yeah, the bugs are not normally here when we do Dragok. Yes, before says, I see you, just like the dragon does. He sees you through the little crevices here. And then he goes, and he burns you with fire. Look at all this treasure. There are so many bodies, too. Indeed. Yeah, Barb Dream says, I hope you open a new legendary soon. Would love Endgame Moria again. Well, I'm not part of SSG, so I have no way to help you out with that. But yeah, I swear I remember listening to an interview with Severlin, the SSG executive producer, and he had said something about them hoping to open a new server, legendary server this year, but I can't remember where it was they saw that or heard that, so now I can't refer people to it. I'm sorry. I wish I could remember though. Bingo says, I hope Theodore is alright. He is a likable fellow in his own way. Yeah, B4 says they have goals, but no firm plans to do so. Let's see. Helena says, yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. These bugs are getting even larger. Well, maybe it's because they're getting closer to the heat of the dragon. Alright, cool. That was pretty scary. Do you think the dragon will be that big? Yeah. Oh my gosh. He says, watch your footing again. It's pretty steep. Yeah, the first time I did this, and I'm here, and like the dragon comes and he sticks his face through here, and I actually screamed because the dragon's face was so big. I know. It was. That was my cat in the background. Kato has been chatty of late. There is the dragon. He's kind of sleeping. I'm not sure what's... Oh, I think he's talking to Theodore. That's right. Oh, your luck has held so far. The dragon is asleep. I did see that. Oh, my. Oh, yes. She says, I see Theodore. He is down there on the far side of the dragon. She says, I could not wait any longer, and it's a good thing I followed when I did, for you seem to have no way of descending from this ledge to the floor of the lair. How can you rescue Theodore if you can't get down to him? She says, well, I have a coil of rope. I'll tie it to a rock up here, and we can descend to the floor of the lair to save Theodore. We will have to be very, very quiet, or use caution. Now, let me tie this rope. She uncoils her rope and ties it securely to a rocky outcrop. So, yeah, Angeline says it's a super cool raid, too. I agree. I love this raid. You have to have a minimum of 6 people if anybody ever wants to run it, but it's a lot of fun. I like it. Yeah, mixed feelings about the CJ, the conjunction mechanic, but the design was epic. I think so too. Yeah, B4 says, I love Dragok's Lair. It's so 3D. So when you're doing the actual experience, there's little pockets in the wall, little holes in the wall, and you can see one's right there and right there. And so behind that is like this labyrinth of passageways. The wiki has some really great maps on it, though, if you want to take a look at that. And basically what happens is Dragok will land and be like holding onto the wall and trying to basically like find you. And while he's doing that, you like bang on his feet and get him to like move his feet out of the way, and then he falls back to the bottom here. And while he's down at the bottom, then you go and you attack him, and his health goes down a bit, and then he's back at it. And so you got to run back into the labyrinth and go find out where his feet are again, his front feet and his back feet. And you got to bap them again, and so you rinse and repeat and do that. Now, if you want to do though the like conjunction version, what you do is when he's down here, is you get a burglar or somebody to get a fellowship maneuver, you know, initiated, and then you have like the 6 spots, because you have to have 6 people, and you've got to get the colors in the right order. So it might be like red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, or whatever. And it's really cool. And there's the pattern that you need is out on the wiki, so that's convenient. You have to do it 6 times. If you get it right, there's 12 conjunctions you got to do. Okay.
But with the right burglar, you can do
2 and yeah, that's why I was thinking 6. Okay, so when Dragok is down here, if you have a burglar who's able to get those conjunctions going real fast, you can often get 2 of them triggered and completed in the time when you're down here before the timer kind of goes and he's back up on the wall. So if you can be efficient at it and get it right, you can get those 12 conjunctions done in like 6 rounds. But yeah, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So yeah, Barb Dream says, love doing Dragok on level, right? Yeah, and B4 says, thanks to probably the version 2 of legendary items that we have, our kin was able to do the 6-person runs with Dragok on level, or maybe 10 levels over or so. B4 points out that nowadays the conjunctions are just for the challenge, but so nowadays, as long as you navigate the tunnels, you don't have to do any conjunctions anymore, though. But yeah, Helene says, you thought it was mandatory at the time of release. It might have been. It might have been the way you have to do it, because yeah, it's only for challenges now, but I think it might have been the only way to finish the raid at the time. Please don't be soggy for your pasta. That's great. I hope your pasta's all right. Bingo's voice is little more than a whisper. Walk with care, Rosenbloom. We do not want to wake this dragon. All right, we're going to sneak by the sleeping dragon with Bingo. So we're sneaking, sneak, 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 sneak. Sneak, 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 sneak. It's funny too, because there's like some chests down here that are basically always here in the raid, but they're invisible until you finish the raid, and so sometimes you're like trying to run out of here and get back into the tunnels, And you're like, why can't I run? And it's because you're running into one of those invisible boxes, so it's kind of funny. All right, so we're slowly, carefully making our way around to Theodore and the sleeping dragon. I'm impressed. He says, hello there, friends. Oh, sorry. I will whisper. Shh. He's such a goof. He says, Theodore does his best to whisper. The Rothstone will be safe here. May it give this dragon all the misfortune it can produce and leave me and Haley alone. It's a funny thing, but I look around at all this treasure and find that I don't even desire even the smallest portion of it. Perhaps I am done being a treasure seeker after all. You did not need to come in after me, but I am touched all the same. I surrendered one treasure, but I have found another treasure all the same. What good friends I have. We should make for the exit before this creature wakes, though. I know when I wake in the morning, the first thing I want to have is a snack. So our next objective is great. Leave the lair with Theodore, Haley, and Bingo. Bingo must not be defeated. Let us go, my friends, and quietly. Whoa! And then he falls down and trips on something. Bingo says, uh-oh. Run! Over here, says Haley.
Cowards, stand and fight me.
Okay, we got out. Hooray! Theodore says, well, that was close. Still, everything turned out all right, did it not? I am still glad, and I am glad to be rid of the Rothstone. So, what shall we do next, my adventurous friends? Theodore Gorse is ready for anything. And that finishes off treasure lost, treasure found, except for the fire coming out of the cave.
Come out, vermin! Face the fires of your ruin.
He says, come out, vermin! Face the fires! Bingo says, I say we get out of here, and right now. Oh, this will finish the instance, sorry. He says, is that a village down there across the plain? Let us head for it at once and leave this dragon behind us. Alright, we've made it to Nan Leglin, which is in Enedwaith. So outside of Thor's Combe, and then back kind of in the middle here. So,
I am sorry to have caused you
oh,
trouble.
okay. We're still in the middle of treasure lost, treasure found. He says, I am sorry to have caused you such trouble, but I am glad to be rid of the Rothstone all the same. In fact, it seems to me that our fortunes are already beginning to turn around. After all, I could have been devoured by that dragon, or roasted to a crisp, and neither of those things happened. Perhaps I should not be a treasure seeker after all. I think I might be more of a daring dragon dancer. What do you think? He says, ha! Only teasing. That's good. Tell Haley to not look so cross with me. She scowls at Theodore, but cannot maintain the expression for long.
Thank you for rescuing Theodore from
She
himself.
says, thank you for rescuing Theodore from himself. I'm very grateful to have met you and Bingo, and Theodore should be grateful for it as well. I do not think I would have had the patience to drag this purple-garbed fool from too many more dangers of his own making. Let us hope the rest of our northward journey is quieter and less eventful. Bingo says, what a day this has been. I will need to spend some time coming up with the perfect way to describe that dragon. He was very impressive. I'm glad I was able to see him, but I'm even more glad that I was able to leave his lair without singeing the hair on my toes. I much preferred my encounter with the green dragon of Bywater to the black dragon of Thor's Combe. Let us have no more dragons on this journey. So it says, after you complete this quest, Bert Bartleby will arrive on in the center of Lanark. And then next week, the quest begins full course, of course.
I just had the strangest conversation.
Look at that. I love how time passes. Full course, of course. He said, I just had the strangest conversation. I was speaking with a man in the village, and he asked what brought me out of the Gloom Glens. Well, I have never heard of a place called the Gloom Glens, and I've certainly never been there before. I told him so, and do you know what he said to me? He said that I must have sustained a knock on the head and forgotten. This hit a little close to home, to tell you the truth. After my waterlogged journey through the caverns beneath the Misty Mountains, I'm not altogether happy being reminded of such forgetfulness. I am quite sure I've never been to the Gloom Glens. But, do you think there might be some other hobbits there? I do believe we should investigate and see for ourselves. Alright, so, first let's gather back up with the Affadilio. I will offer her a fellowship invite. And then I also want to go see Theodore, or not Theodore, Bert Bartleby real quick. And see, oh, I have a title awarded. Danger Defier. Cute. Let's see. Is he up here? Oh yeah, there he is. Hey, Bert. Hey, Bert. He has
many fine items
let's see, a small and large map of Bingo and Dunland, a pile of gold coins, Haley Meadow Suite's property guard, the coin floor, the Tome of Willem's Cub, have to get that, and the decorative coin floor. Okay, so the decorative coin floor can be put into a furniture, wall, yard, or mobile yard spot. And the coin floor goes into the floor surface spot. You know what? I'm going to try the decorative coin floor. I'm very curious about that. So we're going to go ahead and buy one of those. And my inventory is horrid. Oh, I have a delving box of holding die. Tell me more. 5 turquoise dies. Nice. And 3 bull roar dies. Oh, and a delving box of housing items? What did I get there? I got an auction house banner? How fun. Where did I get these things? I don't even know. Apparently I gotta deal with my inventory, but it ain't gonna be right now. Alright, so we need to find the settlement of the hobbits in the Gloom Glens, which they are up here. And, oh! Inghalen is back. Says, I return. Before it says, how's the pasta? Alright. Well, I think we might be able to take a stable master because there is a little place up there. I did have a milestone set up there for a long time, but I expect I've overwritten that by now. So we want to go to...
What have we
Gloom
to
Glens
say
isn't
to
Mar
each other?
Tulhau. I think that's the place. That sounds right. So I'm gonna go there, and we'll hope that that's the right place. But I'm pretty sure I got it right. We'll find out. Inglane says it was actually not soggy. Surprise, surprise. I'm not sure if it's even cooked. Oh dear. Oops, I need to dismount. Alright, you have found 2 hobbits of rustic appearance in the Gloom Glens. Bingo says, well, what do you know? Hobbits do live here in the Gloom Glens. How many miles have we traveled from the Shire? More than I can say without a fair bit of thought. And yet, here's a settlement of Hobbit folk all the same. He laughed suddenly. What would old Milo Goodbody have to say about this discovery of ours? It seems there could be other Hobbit villages out there somewhere. So, not just in the Shire or in Bree, but all over. Well, he wants us to go and talk to these folks. So Russ says... The 2 of you seem friendly enough sorts, but you've got a bit of tough look about you, no mistake. He says his name's Bingo, but that does not sound like a name to me. But I suppose anything is possible. And Rosenbloom, you're joking. Cousins of ours from the north? Oh, the mayor will want to speak to you at any rate. And let's see, Iola says, well, I hope you excuse our Russ. He seems not but a bumpkin, but still, he is dear to us despite himself. He is a good enough fellow, if a little feared of outsiders. He may call you Devodiad, but I can see you're more than that. The mayor will want to be able to tell for sure. All right, so we want to go inside and talk to the mayor. I think it's mayor. On the north part. All right, in we go. So there's a quest in here, just FYI, that is located... Where was it? I was always falling down there. That fellow there, I'm pretty sure, has a quest where you gotta go and collect, like, some dung. And it's a repeatable quest, which seems a little odd. Like, why would you have a repeatable quest for that? But, and it's because it's for a hidden deed. So it's worth doing. Alright, so I'm curious about your pasta. Like, what are you putting? What kind of pasta? And are you doing sauce? Any cheese? What are you having? I'm celiac, I should mention. So I haven't had any good pasta in a while. once in a while, though, I do have some pasta, and once in a while I find some good pasta. So, but I ate so much pasta as a young adult, and it was a cheap way to go. But now that I realize that I'm celiac, I'm like, that would explain a lot of things. So I don't eat a lot of pasta now. Just ketchup and cheese? Really? Is it spaghetti, or is it macaroni, or what are you having? That is wild. I don't think I would do ketchup. I would miss the other flavors. Alright, so he says, I extend you the greetings of Mar Talhu. The folk of my village are most interested to hear what you have to say of Bingo Boffin's journey. The two of you could be of our kind if you changed out of your strange garments and wore something more fit for the kinfolk of Mar Talhu. We have proper traditions for the greeting of family gone long away and freshly returned. I think it would be suitable to greet you and Bingo with the traditional welcoming feast of the stores. It is no small thing. We do not have the ingredients ready. If you can acquire what we'll need, we can set out the feast that much more quickly. Speak to many of the villagers for some of the supplies and search for others in the woods outside the village. There is much to be found before we can begin, and many dangers that you might handle, so we may dine in peace. Boy, just not some small chore here. Defeat wolves, get some boar meat, some stag meat, some root veggies. Yeah, Megavan and Devodiad. Let's see. Oh, we gotta get ingredients from this person. Full course, of course. I know why you've come. It stares at you solemnly and produces a small tureen. The recipe for gravy has been passed down to my family for generations, and no welcoming feast would be complete without it. It improves the flavor of whatever it touches, taters, meats, and crusty bread. Take it with my well wishes, and know that from this point forward, Bingo will measure every meal against this one, thanks to the gravy. Okay. Awesome. Alright. Well, let's continue heading out of town. Although I dare say I see another ring. Well, let's just pop down. Hey, Yago. Full course, of course. A welcoming feast. I have just the thing to make it the finest such meal we have had in Mar Talhu for some time. Taters, giant ones. Take these fine specimens with you. They will be hearty enough to serve for many courses. A welcoming feast. I can hardly believe it. Nice. Well, that's neat that they're all getting pretty excited about it. And let's see, Violet she says, there's to be a welcoming feast. What delightful news. We've had so few of them lately, and I tell you that nothing brings the village together like a welcome feast. Here, I will give you some of my famous sprouted herbs for our use in preparing the meal. They will add just the right kind of flavor as my folk enjoys, and I'm sure Bingo will find it suitable as well. Alright, she gives you a bundle of sprouted herbs for the feast. Okay, let's see. We need to head out. Probably this way. Oh, England says it's gluten-free, so that doesn't help. Yeah, okay, that's fair. You ate dinner at work and figured you wouldn't need dinner. You got hungry. There's a raid in half an hour. It's what you had. Oh, it's the little screwdriver shapes. Yeah. I found some, like linguine type that actually is pretty decent. Gluten-free pasta. Here in the Netherlands. But overall, you know, I've just kind of lost my taste for pasta, I think, in general. I think once I stopped eating it, I wasn't as into it, if that makes sense. It just didn't appeal as much as it used to. Once in a while. Oh, I guess I don't need any more stag meat. Oops. I don't have enough room. Uh-oh. Hey. I need a second. Okay, what have I got? What am I doing here? Let's see. Maybe I should put some things out here too. I do have some room in my shared storage, so let me put the housing items there. That'll be a good start. That is a cosmetic item that I can throw away once it'll let me throw it away. Why do I have two of these? That's 10 days. That's 3 days. I don't need that one. You can't do that. Oh, I can't do it because I got too many windows open. That's probably why. Okay, let's close that. And let's give you the task board stuff. That'll create some space. That'll help. This is how I handle my inventory. I just give it all to Affodil. That's not 100% true. I give Affidal all the task board items, and then if I ever do task boards, I'm just like, hey, can I have some stuff? And, you know, stuff comes my way. The other thing I do is I have carry-alls, and so I use the carry-alls to hold the various things. So, like, the scholar stuff. Oh, that's why I have so much stuff here. I need to get my scholar on to collect this stuff. So I just grab the stuff and put it into the carry-alls. And that helps tidy that up a little bit. Alright, but now at least I have enough room for, yeah, gathering things. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. And that's the old one. I'll get rid of that. And now I can collect, ooh, a bunch of stuff I had there. I didn't realize. Oops. No, I still have 23 spaces. Yeah, Angeline says, to be honest, I've lived gluten-free for so long, I've forgotten what it's supposed to taste like. I remember pasta. I remember good pasta. Yeah. It is really funny, though, because sometimes, like, I don't necessarily remember bread, but I do remember, like, croissants. And I tried a gluten-free croissant not long ago, like in the last couple of years, and it was a disappointment. So I'm like, okay, I guess maybe we just don't do croissants, you know. So, but yeah, I just eat a lot of rice, and I find other ways to find interesting and enjoyable food. So it's, you know, it's annoying because, like, sometimes I'll be at a thing, like we have a group where we're learning Dutch, and so there's like a excuse me, like a chat group that we meet with once a week. Excuse me. And like one day somebody thought it'd be really nice to, and she brought some stuff, like a couple of things to eat. I'm like, well, that's really nice, but do you know what's in it? And she didn't know what was in it. And I'm like, do you happen to have the packaging? Because that's basically how I spend my life, right? Is if I don't know, I check the packaging and see what's in it. And, you know, one of the things that makes me really happy, though, is here in the Netherlands, they are really good about listing ingredients and bolding things. I don't know if I have a good example, but yeah, this is not a good example. But basically, if it had, I was going to just read off the ingredients, but so like the ingredients on this, it's like, this is like some tea that I had, and it's like chamomile, some rose stuff. I'm actually looking at it in the French. Rose and bottle, yeah, some rose, some pear, Cenas apple, blah 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 blah. And then at the end, and so it would like have it listed out like that, and then it put in bold if it was something like with one of the major allergens. So if it was milk or gluten or soy. Soy is also another one. I think I need to talk to this guy. Yeah. All right, he says, no need to say anything more. I have already been told about the welcoming feast. Preparations are already underway. These ingredients will be used for some of the later courses. A welcoming feast is no small thing, I tell you true. The table has already been set down by the water to the east, and you should wander yonder for its beginning. All right, that sounds lovely. So, we ought to go find Bingo. Yeah, so all the major allergens usually are bolded. And then at the end, it'll also say contains XYZ. And then it can also say, like, could contain blah, blah, blah. So that, it's really, I appreciate that. So he says, I hope you don't mind, but we may have started without you. I think there should be plenty to go around, though. Our new friends have said that a proper welcoming feast has been known to last for a full week. So this is full course, of course, and we finished that. All right, next week is now. Homesick and just sick. Oh, Rosenboom, where did the time go? It seems as if the welcoming feast just began, but it also feels as if it's been going on forever. The food has been so delicious, but his face has gone quite green and he does not look happy. I fear that I may have overindulged rather a little. I really do not feel very well. It's just that everything looks so delicious, and there were so many courses. It would have been impolite not to eat my fill. Do you think you could speak with a healer? There must be some remedy that will help. Sure, we'll go see if we can find a healer here in town. Yeah, sorry, before it said Rose here is a far cry from pasta is my life as approach. I mean, I used to eat a lot of the super cheap Kraft macaroni and cheese stuff like that, you know. But yeah, not anymore. It's been a while since that happened. We're looking for the healer. Yeah, the prices make it pretty rare. England says, I do remember buns. Can't have buns. Now, I have actually found some nice buns recently. There's a brand here, Char, and some of the things they do are quite nice, actually. So I have eaten some breads recently that have actually been tasty. Like, I will go back and have them again. Yeah, anything that is just yeast and flour is a bad bet. I know, like donuts, like it's just yeast, flour, whatever, and sugar. Like, kind of miss that. But at the same time, there's nothing in there that's healthy for me, so maybe it's better. Yeah, England's the same here. EU has put some strict rules recently. I appreciate that, though. Like, I noticed it hasn't filtered through on the stuff, like, if we get something from Germany or France or something like that. Like, it's not exactly the same as what I'm used to in the Netherlands, but they have it all on there. It's just formatted a little differently. But it makes me bad. It makes me happy. Bread is better. They usually do sourdough, says England. Yeah, but don't let it sour too much. But sweet yeast stuff is hard. Yeah, exactly, because you don't get that fluff. Yeah, I mean, gluten does an amazing job of holding food together, right? It's just really good at that job. So you take that out and you just get stuff that falls apart. I was having that conversation recently with somebody about how, like, gluten-free tortillas, especially here in the Netherlands, they're just not very good. I've had some gluten-free tortillas in the US and they were pretty good, but they probably had a lot of stuff in it that was artificial, or, you know, they probably had a lot of chemicals in there, but they were still really tasty. So I kind of missed that a little bit. And I used to make, like, I would just make tortillas and with cheese and sour cream and, you know, all of that. Oh yeah, this is in Norway. Typing in though, so import is low, too much land, too little people. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So, yeah, I remember that from when I lived in the mountains in Colorado. Things could get kind of expensive because you just have, like, small towns. And stuff had to come a ways, and so there's transport. Not anywhere near as much as what you're dealing with. More like, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, you think you have seen the Char brand? Yeah, I've actually found it pretty tasty. Some of it more so than others, but in general, if I'm looking for something and I see that brand, I feel like I can trust it. So that's been handy. I've also found some nice rice crackers that I like, and recently, you know, here. There's actually some rice crackers that I really like, but they, some reason they seem to come and go. That's the most frustrating thing. When you find something and you're like, this is really tasty and I would like to have more of this. And then, like, it's not there anymore. And you're like, why? This was, it's so frustrating when that happens, but, oh well, then you just hopefully find something else. Okay. Yeah, rice crackers are tasty, especially the cheese powder ones, right? I know, I love the cheesy rice crackers. There's a brand also of rice crackers. They're kind of more of a rectangle kind of shape. And I can't remember the names of them, but I can remember what the box looks like. And they have them in like the regular just salt flavor, but they also have them as like a spring onion flavor, and they are so good. And they don't carry them at the Albert Heijn, but sometimes, and which is where we normally shop, but sometimes I can find them at like the Jumbo. And recently, there's another grocery store here in town, which was Co-op, and it got bought out or transitioned. Anyway, now it's a Plus, or the other way around. Yeah, I think it's the Plus now. It was the Co-op. And anyway, they have a I don't know, I've been enjoying their gluten-free selection, so that's been super awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say I could like hold up a box of gluten-free stuff around here, but I don't actually have anything on my desk at the moment. Need to vacuum after every meal because the rice crackers crumble everywhere. Yeah, they're very tasty. So anyway, all right, so let's we will probably wrap up here pretty soon. I might, yeah, we'll go ahead and pick this one up, and then actually we might just leave it at this point. I was looking at how much more of the bingo quest line we have. Excuse me. And okay, let's see, we just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're in the middle of 7. So we did 6. So left are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's actually, we could just leave it here. We could pause here and then pick it up. In fact, I might, let me see, where's, Daffodil is on the same quest. Okay, so I think I might actually just leave it here and we'll pick this up again another time. Because I want to make sure, yeah, because we're not going to finish it tonight, so I might as well just let it go at this point. That's totally fine. So yeah, so we're gonna come back and see if we can help Bingo with his sore tummy in a future episode. And let me go ahead and get out. I've got a cub, Scritches, Willem's cub. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, hey, I could run back to a house. Which house? Okay. Actually, let me put that back down. My house is on this server. I have 2 Lindleby houses. Let's go to my Stonegate Path house. Yeah, I'm gonna pop over there and let's take a look at how to use that flooring real quick. Yeah, okay, cool. Am I mounting up? Oh, there we go. Awesome. Because they've done a thing recently, well, recently being within the last few years, where sometimes it's a flooring item. Like that was, okay, let me just pull it back out because I'm not getting the words necessarily right. There it is. Decorative coin floor, which is not the same as like covering the entire floor. So like, for example, in here I've got like this wooden floor. I actually like that. I should try and remember what that is. Hang on a second. I might get that from my house on Laurel Inn, actually. What have I got here? What are you? You are wooden smile floor. Oh, that is a nice one. Let me write that down real quick. England says, I can't really enjoy housing considering how much space you have in comparison to very few hooks. Yeah, you do have to get creative. I will agree with that. I do like the premium houses. Every year, I feel like every time they come out with a new premium house that they get creative on more hooks. And I also appreciate how they combined some of the hooks a couple years ago now, I guess. So that way you've got more flexibility. Like it used to be small floor and large floor and small furniture item, large furniture item, well, all those different things. And I'm glad it's not like that anymore. I'm glad that it's like it's much more combined. So I'm happy about that. Wow, I really haven't decorated this house at all much, have I? Okay, so if it's a floor item, can I slot this in? Well, it took over the whole floor. What if I put it in, because it also said it could be a furniture item. So what happens if I put it in the furniture spot? Haha! There we go. Okay, check that action. So if I move, yeah. So see, That gives me more flexibility. This is what I've been looking for. This is the sort of thing I've been looking for my houses over on Laurelin. I'm going to play with this at some point. Maybe not with this specific thing, but now I know what I'm looking for is not flooring, it's decorative floor. So it's not a rug, but basically it kind of acts like a rug as far as I'm concerned. From a usage perspective, the only problem is that it takes a furniture spot. What happens if I use it in a wall spot? I noticed that it's listed as a wall spot. What up with that? Let's see. Hey, you're a wall spot. Hey, wall. Hey, wall. Hey, wall. Don't dream it's over. Why am I having trouble clicking on the wall? What is the deal? Hello? Okay, now I'm like, what's the deal? Okay, I can bring up the furniture ones. Why can't I bring up the wall one? What is so weird going on here? Okay. I got this one. So what happens if I do that? Oh my gosh. It's floating in air. Wow, what? Oh my gosh, it has thickness and everything. Can I lower it? I can. So I could put it in a wall spot and give it a little bit of height. And look at that, it looks like a rug. I think that's fun. Okay, so I want to find a decorative floor that I like and put it in a wall spot. Because I'm more likely to have a wall spot that I can use than I am to have a furniture spot. So that's good. Alright, now we've got some thoughts then for the Lindleby houses over on Laurelin. So we'll definitely play with that in the future. Might do that next week. So festival wise, we're in between festivals at the moment. Sorry. And Glenn says, it's not like I'll raid in my own house. I mean, probably not. I like that, but I mean, I have died to a lamppost twice, so I will not doubt your words. Oh my gosh, I died to a fence one time, but that did involve lag, so it wasn't entirely my fault. But I thought it was funny. Ah, look at that, it goes all the way into here. That's hilarious. I guess maybe I'll slide it more that way then. But I do like how it, yeah, that's fun. That's fun. I'm gonna play with that. The floor has special effects, right? Yeah, Pomela says, you can still be defeated by your furniture. Don't ask me how I know this. Check that out. That ain't bad. Let me turn off my little hook thingies. That is not bad. Alright, we can work with this. We can work with this. Floating magical coins. I know, right? That was funny. I wonder if I'd stepped on it. Would I fall through? I don't know. I'm not going to try it right now. Pamela says we should have a day where we just talk about silly deaths we've had, seen, etc. Yeah, Warsteed and Lag have a pretty high death toll, says England. Yeah, no kidding, right? Okay, so, oh yeah, so we're in between festivals. That's what I was going to start to tell you about. So the next, let's just do low, tro, schedule. Yeah, event schedule. Perfect. And right now it is May 7. Yeah. May. So let's see. Forester crafting event should be next week. Legendary item reward track season 10 begins on the 15th, which is next Wednesday. So make sure you spend the next 7 days getting your stuff and getting it off your track, or you will lose it. End of the month, Treebeard, we go up to 100 with Gondor and Old Anorian. Hobnanigans is back at the end of the month. Then Midsummer Festival is June 6th, so basically a month away. So we have a month until our next festival, which is the thing, the next festival. So, oh yes, England, you just missed the anniversary, like just, as in it ended either yesterday or today at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, real just missed it probably within the last 24 hours. I'm sorry to say. Yeah. I was just looking to see what have I got in my storages. Interesting. Not a lot. All right. You've been raiding. You just figured you'd get to it later. Yeah. Well, at least you got your stuff. Because if you've logged on in the last few weeks, then you did at least get your freebies. So that's important. Anyway, so next week we might do bingo. We might do some housing. We might do both. I'm not sure what else I had in mind while we wait for the next festival. Okay, so that's where we are on that. So just as a reminder for those of you who aren't here every week, because I understand some of you have, you know, other things to do. I usually stream every Tuesday. I stream here every Tuesday, starting at 11:30 a.m. server time, which is 5:30 my time, Central European time. And then I usually go for about 2 hours. And then after me is usually before doing his stream talking about Lotro plugins. But today he is not streaming because we're gonna go watch Eurovision. So there will be no before after me today. Just as a I don't want to go to Snowboard. Hang on. Where do I want to go? I want to go to like Rohan or Lana. I need to go after that. I'll try Aldberg and see if that's close enough. So there's Eurovision. Yeah, Ingeline, this is Eurovision week. Tonight at 9 o'clock Central European time is since when did you live in under a rock? You know, okay, I will tell you, I know I've been wrapping up for like the last 15 minutes, but I will tell you that you know how, okay, so it's hosted in different countries every time. And I feel like this year it's in Sweden, and I really feel like they've kind of dropped the ball a bit on like advertising and like really getting people hyped and getting the information out there. And like, I don't know, it just feels, yeah, in fact, I've ended up going to like fan sites to find the information I'm looking for because I can't find it on like the actual website for the it's like, I don't understand that, right? You see what I mean? Oh, where can I go? Can I get to Middlemead? I need to get out of here. Can you give me somewhere?
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Oh, you can only get me to these places. How am I going to get around here? Hang on. I need to get to the Kingstead. Do I have a house there? Hang on a second. Distracted. My apologies. I do have a Rohan house. We're just going to go there. No kidding, there are neighbors. Yeah, right? Oh, you have a suspicion as to why it's so quiet? I would love to hear your suspicion. I wonder, I don't know, some theory out of nowhere, but basically I have a theory that maybe they just don't have a big team working on it, and so they're just not able to do everything that needs to be done. Maybe, I don't know, it seems so weird that it's been so quiet, and it just feels like they're not doing a lot of information and they're not doing a lot of hype, and yeah, it's just been weird. There's been other years where it's been like way more out there, and yeah, I've missed that. So anyway, so yes, tonight is the first semifinal, Thursday is the second semifinal, so we are like, you know, hopping into it. So sorry, Bobby J135, I know you jumped in with a question there, and I wasn't ignoring you. The question was, any good recommendations for a US server? Haven't played in 10 years.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Let's see, Palmela says, I think Landreval is still jumping. Yeah, I agree. Landreval is still very active. I mean, all of them are active. I think the most active ones are probably Landreval and Evernight. Evernight's often really, really busy. Let's see, I think let's try Do I want to go to Aldburg? This person's looking for a US server. Where does Aldburg take me? I want to go to Brookbridge. Okay, why? Stop looking at it this way. I should look at it this way. I want to go to Brookbridge, which is up here somewhere. Oops, not that far. And I'm down here in Rohan. Digress. Isengard, that's too far. We're just there. There we go. I want to go there. What gets me there? Gapholt or Woodhurst? Cool. Can you get me to Gapholt or Woodhurst?
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Okay. Do I have a milestone to Gapholt or Woodhurst? Hang on a second. I do. I have a milestone to Woodhurst. We just did this today. I'll just do that. There we go. Oh. Yeah, Engel, Helene, yes, but I still feel like, so for example, on the schedule for tonight even is, so they've gone ahead and included the big five plus the host in the rotation of the acts. So we'll see 3 of them tonight and then 3 of them on Thursday night. And that information, like who's performing and when, isn't easily found on the Eurovision website. I feel like that seems like some basic information. So I find that weird that it's not obvious. Things like that. Anyway, we're going to enjoy it. We're planning to head off and we're going to make some dinner and we're going to hang out and we're going to put the songs on and have a great time. So I think I'm going to need to go across that bridge. Thanks everybody for coming along. As I said, B4 is not streaming tonight. There's another person who might be streaming like 8 or 9 o'clock US time. I just forgot his name. It's one of our streamers. Meilung. Meilung has been streaming on Tuesday nights, US nights, in the evenings. So he might be on tonight. I know he had some breaks from, I don't know, from various reasons. But I think he's back. I'm not sure. I'm a little out of it, a little out of the news loop. I apologize. So yeah, so check the social media and stuff, because often it's posted there or on the little box that will be showing up here after I quit streaming. Yeah, right. England says I'll check see if my raid completes in time to watch. Well, and then the Netherlands is on Thursday, so very excited about that. Hoping they do well with Europapa. So yes, have a great night, everybody. I'm gonna go see if I can find Grima Wormtongue and give him a stern talking to out here. We'll see how that goes. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Whether you're going to be watching or listening to Eurovision or not, I'm sure you'll all have a great time. All right, we will see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.